The self in Western and Eastern thoughts. Eastern, also called Oriental, represents Asia. Western represents Europe and Northern America. Confucianism is a philosophy and a doctrine of ethical and social conduct based on the teachings of the great Chinese philosopher Confucius. His teachings are based on a specific set of principles, moral duties, and social protocols designed to create a harmonious society and a united country. Its philosophy is centered on the goal of creating a society based on value. Confucius, as he is known in the Western world, or Confucius, was a Chinese philosopher, political analyst, teacher, and founder of the religion or philosophy known as Confucianism in the modern world. Confucianism is based on the idea of love and compassion as two prime virtues in life. A society in which individuals place morals and virtue above everything else will surely prosper. Therefore, Confucius emphasized the importance of rituals or a code of good conduct for a society. He also emphasized that whatever be the circumstances we find ourselves in, we always have a choice to choose the right or wrong path. Self is characterized by relational identity, which means that a person is defined by his or her significant relationships. Self-cultivation or self-realization is seen as the ultimate purpose of life. The Shun Tzu, man of virtue or noble character, commonly translated as gentleman or superior man, is, above all, a man of self-cultivation. These are the principles by which a person should live by according to Confucius. If a person inculcates these principles, he will be worthy of being called the ideal man or the perfect man. Li is the principle of self-restraint and sense of propriety that should be inculcated in a person. A person should always act in an honorable way and respect his elders, his ancestors, and his family members. He shall not be selfish in his acts. It does not mean that he should not have personal ambitions and aspirations, but he should not achieve them by being unjust to others. It includes following social etiquette and mannerisms. Cheng means sincerity and an unwavering devotion to the good. Shao is love for the immediate family and then society. It's a principle of love of parents for their children and of children for their parents. If every family is united and happy, the society will prosper. Yi is a principle of righteousness. It's upholding what is right above everything else and sacrificing oneself for it, if need be. Shin is the principle of honesty in life. Being honest with oneself and being honest with the people around you builds trust and confidence. Ren is the most important of all principles. It means being kind and human to your fellow beings, sharing, understanding each other without being overtly judgmental. Even if a person behaves badly with you, think about the condition he is and what is making him behave this way. It's about helping out others. Chang, the last but not the least important principle. Chang is loyalty to one's family and to one's country. It's a quality which binds a country strongly together. Confucius specifies the 5 important relationships that an individual is part of. If he maintains each of those in relationships dutifully, the society will stabilize and prosper automatically. 1. King to subject. 2. Father to son. 3. Husband to wife. 4. Older brother to younger brother. 5. Friend to friend. 1. King should be benevolent and subjects loyal. 2. A parent is to be loving, a child obedient. 3. Husbands are to be good and fair, and wives understanding. 4. An elder sibling is to be gentle, and younger siblings respectful. 5. Older friends are to be considerate, younger friends reverential. If you observe them, each of these relationships is like a chain that binds individuals in a society. The range of these relationships connects everybody in one single unit. If all these chains are strong, the fabric of society is strong. The self in Confucianism is subdued self. It is conditioned to respond to perceptions, not of its own needs and aspirations, but of social requirements and social obligations.
Taoism is a religious or philosophical tradition of Chinese origin which emphasizes living in harmony with the Tao or the Way. Tao denotes the principle that is source, pattern, and substances of everything that exists. Taoism disavows a hierarchical view of the self, society, or cosmos. The self is one of the countless manifestations of the Tao. It is an extension of the cosmos. The perfect man has no self, the spiritual man has no achievement, the true sage has no name, the ideal thus selflessness. The selflessness person leads a balanced life in a harmony with the both nature and society. When the selflessness is attained, the distinction between I and other disappear. One may then act with the complete spontaneity.
Buddhism is a faith that was founded by Siddhartha Gautama or the Buddha more than 2,500 years ago in India. With about 470 million followers, scholars consider Buddhism one of the major world religions. Its practice has historically been most prominent in East and Southeast Asia, but its influence is growing in the West. Many Buddhist ideas and philosophies overlap with those of other faiths. So, there is no single Buddhist symbol, but a number of images have evolved that represent Buddhist beliefs, including the lotus flower, the eight-spoked Dharma wheel, the Bodhi tree, and the swastika, or ancient symbol whose name means well-being or good fortune in Sanskrit. So, Buddhism, the Buddha taught that an individual is a combination of five aggregates of existence, also called the five skandhas or the five heaps. So, five skandhas, form. First is form, our physical form, yes, of course. Number two is sensation, made up of our feelings, both emotional and physical, and our senses or the five senses is seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, and smelling. This five is very important to us. Number three is perception. Perception means thinking, conceptualization, cognition, and reasoning. So when we say perception, we need to aware of something through the senses. Next, number four, mental formations includes habits, prejudices, and predispositions and volition of or willfulness, or dapat may pagkukusa tayo or when we say initiative. So the last one is consciousness. Consciousness, awareness of our sensitivity to an object but without conceptualization. So Buddhism, the doctrine of Anatman, Sanskrit Anatta in Pali, is the core teaching of Buddhism. According to this doctrine, there is no self in the sense of a permanent, integral, autonomous being with an individual existence. So what we think of as ourself, the me, that inhabits our body is just an ephemeral experience. Ephemeral means lasting for a very short time. So Buddhism, the ultimate goal is nirvana or the enlightenment. The English word enlightenment sometimes refers to heightened intellect and reason. The original Buddhists used the word bodhi, which means awakened. And the word Buddha is derived from bodhi and means the awakened one.
Comparison of Western and Eastern concepts of self, or the estimate similarities and dissimilarities of Western and Eastern. The first is duality. You are distinct from other person, or other person you are part of yourself. In Western, this is based on self-dedication, to be of service to other, and on the other hand, it is the idea that people are separate entities from each other in the world is not considered a reality. Second is talk about their person attributes and talk about their social roles. Is in Western, they talk about personal qualities or the characteristics, attributes or personality traits of an individual, and this includes being honest, having a good sense of humor, or being independable. While in Eastern, they talk about social roles, or the social role you adopt few behavior changes to fit the expectation both you and other have of that role. Third is highlights personal achievements and keeps a low profile and avoid boastfulness. In Western, they are that person who's so proud of their achievements, while the Eastern, they are that low-key person or that humble person. Fourth is individualistic focus on the person, and collectivistic group and social relationship are more important. Western is individualistic. They are person who believes strongly that each of us should be just who we are was an individualistic outlook, while the Eastern is collectivistic. They are the person who have the idea that people should prioritize the good of society over the welfare of the individual. Fifth is values competition and values cooperation. In Western, they have their values competition means they are competitive person, while the Eastern have their values cooperation, they have their cooperate of the unity. And the last is values equality and values hierarchy. In the Western have their values equality from the word equal or being equal or the same in equality, measure esteem of values and last in West